0, 1.
Let's get started.
Hi there, Living Light family. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm doing really good. I just thought I'd pop on, and I got a lot of things to say. You know how it's all about perspective and how you look at things. You can live your life in the past, or you can live your life looking forward towards the future and where you are going to be going. Stop looking where you came from and realize where you're going. The strength, the endurance, the courage, all the stuff that you learned from your trauma is going to propel you so much more forward at an accelerated rate. I was just listening to the Mystic Messenger, and he was talking about how, the new world would be created not of human hands, right? Well, or it'd be not of human hands. So then the thought came to me about with the AI and the androids and all the robots and stuff they're creating. So that got me thinking, okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. It also states in the Bible to go to cities in your area that are desolate and rebuild them, because there's a lot of land, a lot of space out there that's, a lot of little towns all over the world, especially in the United States, where there are neighborhoods that have just been left to rot away and stores to close up. I mean, there's ways of rejuvenating those areas. So wherever you are, and probably the property would be super cheap as well. And especially if groups of people were, because there are groups of people out there that are on the same path, same trajectory, where they want to see life, living, peace, love, and joy, where everybody has a place. And, it's not about, it's about loving people. Everybody has their own quirks, but if people have quirks, why allow someone else's quirks to hinder you or lower your energy from moving forward? If you come across somebody you don't like because they have, a certain look on their face or they speak a certain way, you don't have to pay rent. They're not paying rent in your head. There's many people that are skilled that have learning disabilities. It's a multitude of things. People judge people all the time and waste their energy fixated on one person or groups of people that they don't like. I don't even understand that. It doesn't even kind of register. It doesn't even make a difference to me. And I've been listening to these tarot readings for a long time, and a lot of the titles are kind of interesting. They're kind of off. So if they're off titles and it doesn't sit well with me, I'm not going to watch it. And many other people are feeling that way as well. So I think the titles speak for themselves. And people that are creating the titles must have some kind of energy behind what they're saying when they're titling it, right? So, okay, so you know who's good, who's bad, who's kind of shady, and who's kind of sneaky, and who's a thief, and who's not, and so that's how you find out who your people are. It's really quite simple. Another question that, just with myself, was, well, how did I get this far? And how did I do all that? And God said to me, he said to me that you just put people where they put you. So if they put you at the back of the line, that's where they are too. So it's an equal give and take, a reciprocity of energy exchanges. Someone treats you good, you treat them good. Someone treats you like shit, well, you just move on. You don't spend your life pining or wondering or hoping or, the people just don't even enter your mind. And that's where a lot of people, carnal people, those living under Satan's rulership, they have their own lives. If a person can't even have an opinion without had their head on the chopping block, there is a problem there with that person. So I've really been struggling about what is carnal and what is not. Is working for myself carnal? Is creating stuff for others carnal? Is I just want to live for God, and I just want to do for Him. And to some people may think I'm completely batshit crazy, and really I really don't care. People that think that way of me are not a part of my life. They don't know anything about me. They're still living on a past version of me when I was in my addictive state. And so I just have to let them live there. If that's how they think of me, let them live there. You don't live there anymore. That term Elvis has left the building. Everything is starting to make much more sense. All the dreams and the different experiences I experienced throughout my life make a lot of sense. And I'm gaining a lot more answers and clarity, which in turn gives me my own peace of mind. You can't get peace of mind from someone else's life. You have to find that on yourself, for yourself, by going within to get to know yourself. Because since birth, you've had a label on yourself, put on you by someone else. And you were raised to fit into that label or into that box. Now, once you discover yourself, that box, you're no longer sealed. You're not in any box. You're free. Free to express yourself in any way you want, any way you want to be. You can do whatever you want. You have the power within you. You have God, you have Jesus, you have the Holy Ghost. You can do whatever you want. With His help, anything is possible. Your dreams, your ambitions, they're endless. And when you sit down, you say, oh, I'm bored. Well, God will say, well, how about this? How about we do this? And that'll light a spark again under your butt, and you'll be doing that for a little bit. There really isn't much time. There's not a lot of rest. When Jesus says to rest, you rest. When He says get up and move, get up and move. When He says to eat, eat. When He says to walk, where it's safe, what to do, where to go, who to talk to, who to pray for, who may need your help. They just show up. They just show up out of the blue. You don't have to go searching for people for help because it's right there in front of your face every day. You see them. So many people live on this machine, this phone, this tool, this apparatus, this robot. Use it as it's intended. Don't become part of it. Don't become ingrained in it. You aren't part of the matrix. You are a human being just waking up, and that was the whole part of their program. This is why everybody's got a phone. That's why everybody's giving their babies phones. To continue the machine. The machine feeds off your energy. So if your energy is plugged into the phone 24/7 or, 18 hours a day or whatever it is, there's very little time left to be of service to anyone, and especially to yourself. and what needs to be done around your own place or for your own stuff. Many of you that I listen to, specifically James Holden, if you're living in your vehicle, I would acquire some camping gear. You can buy little small camping stoves and a pot and a frying pan. Get yourself a tent. Find a place to go. Don't just live in your car. You're going to end up rotting away in there. You got to make a plan for yourself. You keep chasing after people that don't want anything to do with you, where you should be going driven more to God. God's reaching out to you and you're reaching out to other people. Now, if I were you, I'd get myself some camping gear. And then I'd get myself a cooler where I could store some food. Everybody everywhere gets funding every month, and I believe it's $750 for people that are on homeless. So if you're choosing to spend all your money on your phone or on gas or whatever, I'd figure out a process. I'd figure out how to thrive. I'd find comforts. The different food banks and shelters, they offer food, they offer showers, they offer clothes. Like I see homeless people wearing Nike and better clothing than anybody. The best clothing I've seen. I see all these homeless people, all these homeless videos, all these encampments, and, their clothes may be dirty, they may be, they may be drugged out, but you know what? All they have to do is ask. Whatever they ask for, it's given to them. Clothing, shoes, brushes, bedding, tents, camp stoves, food, shelter. Everything is just given to you. You need to make connections with the people that are giving it out for free. Here in Canada, we have Loaves and Fishes, and in the States, I think it's called Fishes and Loaves. Make connections with them, the different food banks, but if you're going to approach people with an asshole attitude, you're going to lose them right away. Nobody has any time for arguments, for bitterness, for hatred. We've all lived our lives in hatred, and we don't want to experience hatred anymore. Not me, not Joe Blow down the street, and not the person serving soup. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what you're being offered. Lots of people in this world, they're so ungrateful. They're surrounded by tons of shit. They have so much talent, and they just piss it all away because they're so fixated on hate and paybacks and revenge and vengeance. It's getting you nowhere. It gets you nowhere. And whatever you think about, our phones show you. We're already so hardwired into our phones, they know what we're thinking about. Or speaking about. So it's like, turn off the damn phone for a little while. Turn off your Wi-Fi for a little while. Disconnect. Lots of people are living off-grid. Lots of people are building little shelters for themselves. They're finding a community that's close by, that has access for food, for shelters, for showers. If you keep living where you are, that's where you're going to stay. If you're constantly living in the past and expecting someone to save you, the only person that can save you is God, and He's reaching out to you. He wants you to heal. He wants to help you heal, Practice what you preach. Practice being loving. Love yourself. Start with you first. That's where it starts. You got to start with you first. This went off on a tangent. It wasn't intended to be a tangent, but, I've put in a lot of thought and prayers. I've talked to my father. I've asked for guidance and clarity and how to get through to people that are still stuck in this revenge and vicious, violent, spewing evilness all over the internet and expecting that to heal people. This will be your wake-up call. For real. People do not want or will even open their door to violence or hatred anymore. People are turning away from it. People are turning away from it. So that's all I have to say for now. You are loved. God prays over you. He's watching over you. People are praying over you. Focus on those people. Focus on the people that are reaching out to you to offer a helping hand, words of encouragement, words of tough love, maybe words of kicking you in the ass, words of telling you to snap out of it. In therapy might help. There is therapy. There are people. There are counselors. Whether or not you hate AA or not, AA has helped a lot of people. It's your mindset. And then the people you hang with afterwards. It can either be good or it can go bad, and it can go south real quickly. Keep following your North Node. God is calling you to repent and turn away. Turn away. Let Him heal you so that you can move forward and heal. And for the love of God, do not impregnate any woman when you are not well in the head, mentally, spiritually, physically. Heal yourself first before you decide to get into a relationship with a woman, intimacy, and for having offspring. Because if you're not healed, the child's not going to be healed. If you're not healed, you're going to abuse your wife. People are tired of being abused. People are tired of feeling threatened. And once the threats don't work anymore, and people turn away, that door is going to close. And people are doing that for their own self-preservation. People will only turn their cheeks so many times. 70 times 70 is 7, whatever. But even Jesus knocked the crap out of, I think it was Paul, to the point where he went blind. So, if it's in the Bible, it's got to be true, right? That's what everybody's saying. So, follow Him. Follow the Bible. Follow your heart. Find your heart. Chip away at that incrustation that's around it. All that hate has caused you so much bitterness.